Watching NewsX, I am Rishabh Gulati. Ladies and gentlemen, the good thing about modern day is that in these live telecasts, there is a living memory, even though we are stormed with so much information at one given time. But the living memory is one for the records. So mark my words. In these coming decades, the future of the free world will have to be path found by an American president and an Indian prime minister. As we sit, 80 years ago, an Atlantic Charter was signed between a British prime minister and an American president on board a ship as World War II drew to a close. The future century has to be shaped by these two countries. Now, I'm not sure we are fully cognizant of it yet. I am absolutely sure much of America isn't cognizant of that fact yet, but it is upon us. As we speak, the data will come out in a few weeks or a few months. India will have overtaken Germany to be the fourth largest economy. That just leaves Japan and China. A lot needs to get sorted out, and let us not even underestimate that even this whirlwind visit that the Indian Prime Minister is doing in Washington right now is not going to be a stepping stone in that finality or wherever we go. Well, it is. It always tends to be us here in television studios looking for great impacts and major deliverables. Let's open up those conversations on what is possible and what is not possible amongst a lot of hoopla, because the present moment seems to be everybody wants to discuss tariffs. Now, here's a fact check. In the India-U.S. trade relationship, which is worth about $100 billion a year, India profits $50 billion. So that's a trade deficit for the Americans. Compare that to the trade deficit America has with China, which is nearer to $300 billion. India runs a trade deficit to China of $100 billion. So global trade is going to be a conversation. You've heard a lot about reciprocal tariffs. Well, I'm told that in this conversation between Prime Minister Modi and the US President Donald Trump, which is about to take place, India is going to be cutting some of those tariffs. In the run-up to the meeting, the US President has been talking about imposing reciprocal tariffs and pointing out that India has some of the largest tariffs, especially in things like automobiles, where we charge 25% duties. In some cases, for fully assembled automobiles, that can even range to 100% depending on port of origin. Let me open